This is the Troll Patrol. Live. With Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol Live. It's a freaking Tuesday. We have a fantastic show planned for you. Think Biden won the election? Think again. I have a video that we're going to watch that should change our minds. We're going to talk about the rift that's forming in the Republican Party that may cost them the Senate seats in Georgia. Plus, we're going to end the show by watching some choice clips of dumbfuck Dave Rubin. But hey, I'm under no illusion as to why you guys are all here. I've been promoting the hell out of it. Kyle Rittenhouse will be on the show in mere minutes. I was just promoting what comes on after, like a good broadcaster would. Also, we're going to be talking about the 18-year-old in Florida that was killed during a traffic stop. When I saw the story, I thought it was the story of the two teenagers that we covered the other day. No, a different police shooting. Plus, we got so much more. Thanksgiving graphics. Unfortunately, Kyle is only going to be taking questions from me. Understand, it's amazing that I even got him to come on and take questions from me, right? I had several people were wondering, like, his lawyers are going to let him come on? Yes. His lawyer is Lynn Wood. So that should tell you everything you need to know. And if you don't know Lynn Wood's background, we're going to talk about that after the interview. So unfortunately, can't open up calls, but after the interview, please call in, talk to me, argue with me about whatever you want. I'm down. So now, we'll go ahead. Yeah, that was me sharing this out on Parler. Parler does a great job. I can't get more than like 3 people to see a post on Facebook. Thousands of people see at 1.4 saw my post from 2 hours ago. I've been able to really work the lack of algorithms on Parler. But yes, if you are joining for the Kyle Rittenhouse interview, give me just one moment. Let's get him on the line here. I spoke to him right before the show started. All right. Yeah, we'll get this worked up over here. A lot of people thought I was trolling, but I've been in the broadcasting business for 20 years. And me, a guy that does a show called The Troll Patrol that promotes himself as King Troll of the Internet. Would I troll you? Really? Seriously. All right, so here we go. All right. I think we got him here. Oh. All right, now the moment you have all been waiting for. Joining us on the stream, Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle, welcome to the stream. How are you tonight?
Hi. I'm good, Justin. Hi. Nice to talk to you. Hi.
Thank you for being here with us. You are a hot topic on the minds of everybody. Now, you've been out of jail for a couple of days now after posting bond. How did you spend your weekend?
Well, it's kind of hard for me to go outside because people recognize me, and I can't go and like get a pop over at the Piggly Wiggly without someone wanting to punch me or get an autograph, or I don't know.
Well, that is understandable. Now, Ricky Schroeder helped raise the $2 million to bail you out. Had you ever even heard of him before this whole incident?
No, I mean, Ricky Schroeder's kind of old, but I guess my mom was bothered because she said she kept getting hot flashes, and he said something about not caring if Dolly Parton disowned him, and the coat of many colors sucked. So he's like, he said it was a hero.
What was he like meeting him?
He's old. He's said I don't know. Him and my mom have a lot more in common. I don't know. I just want to go home and play Xbox and Call of Duty. You know, it's police training game.
Understandable. Okay, so in the picture your attorney tweeted out, you're wearing a Black Rifle coffee shirt, and that company is known for trying to capitalize on political strife. Do you have any worries that you're being used by people that have not the best of intentions?
No. I mean, they hire a lot of veterans. They don't like Antifa. And the general of the coffee shop said they would give me free coffee for life if I could get the president to call them a militia. I don't know, militia coffee.
Do you even drink coffee?
No, I don't like coffee. I don't do drugs.
Drugs are for the Antifa is what you're saying.
Yeah, Antifa does drugs. I don't do drugs.
All right. Now, what was going through your mind while you were incarcerated? Were you scared?
I was really kind of pissed that there was no Xbox, and this old man, he punked me for my pudding cup every day. I mean, I gave it to him because he threatened to shove me all the way down into the toilet, but I didn't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, wow. So, like, that was my next question. How were you treated by the other inmates, especially at the big boy jail after you got transferred?
I mean, it's really confusing. People want to kick my ass, and then people want to kick the ass of the people who want to kick my ass first, and then people want to kick all their asses for wanting to kick my ass. And I don't think my ass is going to have a good time if something falls out of balance in this whole ass kicking thing. It's not going to be good. No.
Oh, wow.
No.
But you've been protecting your ass while you were incarcerated.
I am. Mostly I've been sitting on it by myself in my own jail cell. They call me a minor, even though I have, like, police training, but whatever.
You were playing police is basically what you were saying, right?
Well, I mean, I went to the police scout thing. It's like being deputized, basically, isn't it? I mean, it's like
not at all.
No?
No. All right. Now, you've been charged with 2 counts of intentional homicide, among other charges, including gun charges for illegally possessing a gun by a minor. Are you worried about the very real possibility that you are going to spend at least a couple of decades behind bars?
I mean, I got a call from Rudy Giuliani in the middle of the night one time, and he said if they could put the 2 ghosts of the 2 guys I killed on trial for, like, petty or made-up crimes that they may or may not have committed, and then they could put those guys in jail first. Their ghosts get put in jail, you know, and then I might have a chance of getting the whole case thrown out because I would just be a ghostbuster at that point.
So, now, several of the people that you have representing you in this legal fight are part of Trump's legal team, like Lynn Wood. Does that make you feel better, or does that, like, worry you somewhat?
No, that makes me feel really good. They're on the news all the time. People talk about them a lot. They're, like, I see their pictures on the news, and they look smart. They use a lot of big words that I don't understand, but I think that you know, they'll be okay. I'm
sorry, buddy, but, like, when people talk about them, they're making fun of them.
The more people talk about them, the more right they are, right? Like, they yell and they talk really, really loud, and they talk all the time, so that means they're right.
I don't know. Did you see the press conference with Rudy Giuliani where he had the hair dye dripping down the side of his face?
That's just his evil leaking out.
True. All right, so let's take it back to that night in August. Do you think your first victim deserved to die for throwing a plastic bag at you?
He was Antifa, and there could have been anthrax or dildos or soup for his family in that bag, and I have a God-given right to defend myself from terrorists.
Okay, well, that's my next question. Did you do anything to provoke them? Because an argument that I hear from right-wingers all the time is that you had a right to self-defense, but if the people around you felt threatened by you, wouldn't they have a right to defend themselves against you because they perceive you as a threat?
But, you know, I don't feel like carrying a huge rifle that's almost as big as me into a crowd that's racially and politically charged in any way is threatening. I'm obviously there to serve and protect the public. At Starbucks.
So that was my next question. Now, why did you feel the need to go there in the first place?
Because the libs are fighting to defund the police, and they're just letting them burn down the city. So I figured I'd be playing Call of Duty for like 3 years, and I know what riot control is.
But now, did the city burn down? The city still seems to be there. Kenosha, Wisconsin is still there.
That's what they want you to think.
Well, how do you know? You've been locked up this whole time.
I have Fox News.
Okay, touche. Now, an argument I hear a lot from the right is that they believe in taking personal responsibility. Don't you think, since you were illegally armed and clearly not of a temperament to handle a firearm, that you should take the responsibility. Shouldn't you have donated that $2 million to a worthy cause, maybe the families that you destroyed, and then accept your fate like a man?
I have a personal responsibility to defend my country like the president asked me to, and that means I'm allowed to have any gun, anytime, to defend any city from a communist invasion, and it doesn't matter that I break every controller in my house because some 12-year-old caps me in the head and calls me the N-word on the internet. My mom handled all the money, and she says it's for the Lord to decide what we do with the money, and the dirty commies will get it from her dead hands.
Those damn dirty commies. All right. Now, given your relationship to the police, having been in one of their scout programs, as you mentioned earlier, and the interaction that you had with them that night, they threw you a water bottle, man. Told you you're doing a good job. Can you see how people can be upset at your treatment compared to, like, say, Jacob Blake, which is who people were out there protesting about? He got shot in the back several times. And countless other minorities that are not given the same courtesy by our police forces.
I feel like I was treated even more harshly because I had to spend time in jail, and I was just trying to be a police when the police weren't policing. And those scout programs are police training, and if people would just let them search them and arrest them whenever they felt like it, they wouldn't get hurt.
That's fascism.
But I'm anti-Antifa.
You're anti-fascism is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you're pro-fascist.
No, I'm anti-communist. This country will never be a socialist country.
That's a whole nother conversation for another time. Now, you have been portrayed as a hero by certain segments of the country. Do you feel like a hero?
Yeah, I'm totally a hero because Tucker Carlson says I'm a hero, and I protected people from Antifa, and they would have kicked other people's asses if they hadn't tried to kick mine first. American patriots are telling me to come out and watch the protesters, and we need to protect the Targets and the Starbucks from being burned down. And I'm protecting American businesses from being burned down by communists.
So you like Starbucks. You mentioned that you didn't drink coffee earlier, so why do you care about Starbucks?
Cake pops. I like cake pops.
Okay. So now, your mom, you mentioned Tucker Carlson. Your mom was on Tucker on Friday. Did you get to see the interview?
Yeah, I watched on YouTube.
What did you think of her appearance?
They didn't let her talk very much.
Seemed like she talked a lot.
Oh, trust me, she could talk a lot more than that. I've lived with her for a long time. She talks a lot.
Well, it couldn't have been more than 17 years that you've lived with her.
Well, I mean, yeah, but she talks a lot. She yells at me when I'm on World of Warcraft for too long. She tells me, she takes away the controller sheet and changes the Wi-Fi password. And it makes me angry.
Okay. So, last question, Kyle, and then I'm going to let you go because I'm sure you're a busy man. A lot of media outlets wanting appearances by you. So, your trial is going to receive national media attention. Are you going to cry when you're found guilty on worldwide TV?
Well, famous people who have their court on TV are always offered book deals and TV shows, and they get lots of money, right? So I can make a Blue Lives Matter coloring book and the first political prisoner to make their own video game. It'll be sad in the beginning, but it's a start of a good media career. And maybe One America News will let me have my own segment someday.
Honestly, that's probably where all this is heading. All right, Kyle, thank you so much for being on the show. I greatly appreciate you coming to the stream. Is there anything else that you would like to tell the people before we let you go?
Yeah, I don't think that it's nice to say that our president is not our president anymore just because somebody else got more votes and was like certified by like states and stuff. They're just trying to like steal this election, and there's going to be more riots, and then you're not going to have me out there to protect all the streets and stuff from the protesters because they won't let me leave my house right now. And I think that you should probably just let him have whatever he wants, because people who scream and cry and stuff are generally usually right most of the time.
I heard that you did a lot of screaming and crying after you were charged. Is that what you're referring to?
I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, yeah. I did a little bit of screaming and crying. It was kind of scary.
And puking.
I'm puking.
Okay, Kyle, thank you so much. I'm going to let you get back to Call of Duty. I appreciate you coming on the stream. Good luck in your trial, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, Sammy, you brought up a point. You don't think he's going to get convicted. Actually, I'm going to bring the Troll Patrol legal expert on Friday to talk about this very case. But also, it's funny that you should mention facts, Sammy, while you're on the stream. Because the first thing you said was that Lin Wood is not on Donald Trump's legal team. You are wrong, sir. He's also drawn attention for his 2020 legal representation on behalf of Donald Trump. He's been representing him in Michigan and in Georgia. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about Lin Wood. Because just going over Lin Wood's record will prove to you my own expert. No. He is an actual legal expert. Yes, Wikipedia. Wikipedia is like 90% accurate. Jesus Christ. Everything's fake news with the right-wingers. Jesus. But just going over Lin's record will prove to you that Kyle Rittenhouse is guilty. Looking at the people he has represented over the years. So, he first came to prominence in 1996. He represented the guy in a defamation suit. The dude that was accused of being the bomber at the 1996 Atlanta Olympics. That's how this dude... It's more accurate than the Encyclopedia Britannica. I hate to burst your bubble. That's how this guy came to prominence. But... So, Richard Jewell was the name of the guy that was accused of being the bomber in Atlanta. Now, Lin actually lost a couple of the cases having to do with that because the news outlets just reported what they had. Oh no, it's completely relevant because if we look through the list of people that Lin Wood has represented, they're all horrible people that are guilty as fuck. Like John and Patsy Ramsey. Or Congressman Gary Condit. Also, Nicholas Sandmann. Now, I get a lot of flack about the Sandmann because everybody says he won his case. But no. The Sandmann thing, Sandmann is a rich little brat from Kentucky. He hired a PR firm. What they did was they sued all these media outlets. Yeah, what logical fallacy would that be? They sued all these media outlets and then offered a very low settlement. Settlements usually require like an NDA and stuff. So CNN settled with Sandmann more than likely. Now, I don't know this to be true because all these documents are sealed. More than likely because CNN would have had to pay more in legal fees to defend themselves than what the settlement was that was offered. This is a trick by dishonest lawyers, like Lin Wood. So, just looking through the list of it. Now, he did defend the guy, or bring a suit on behalf of the guy that Elon Musk called a pedo. I'm on the side of the guy that Elon Musk called a pedo, but Lin actually lost that case. And if you look that case up, it's of course he lost. Yeah, I would love to know. I'm trained in fallacies. I can name them off the top of my head. What fallacy did I commit? And if you seem to have a lot to say, Sammy. You're welcome to give us a call. 917-830-4359 or hop in the Discord. You wanna have a little conversation, my friend? We absolutely can. It's not a composition fallacy. That's stupid. God, right-wingers are fucking... Where'd it go? Morons! I'm sorry, I don't have that set up on Twitch. I'm not exclusively on Twitch if you haven't seen, so. Indeed. He's just trying to troll me, though. I wouldn't recommend that. People that have tried to troll me have not done too well. There's the Discord link. So if you would like to hop in the Discord and let us know what you got to say, please do, buddy. You want to talk to us, Sammy? I love to debate people. An ad hominem, people get this wrong all the time. An ad hominem is when you use a insult in place of an argument. Like saying you're wrong because you're stupid. If I make a logical argument and then call you a dumb fuck, that's not an ad hominem. And it's a truth claim, and it's correct. Alright, so now one of the reasons why I wanted to bring Lin Wood up is because he's very, very litigious. Come on, Lin. Sue me. Sue me for that interview. I dare you. Dare you to sue me for what I just did. I would fucking love it. Please, Lin. Then troll gravy. Yes, they are incredibly stupid. Some of the dumbest fucks walking the planet. And you can get Right Wingers Are Morons t-shirt from the FREAKIN store. Link right down below. Makes a great holiday gift. Give it to the libtard in your life. Or, if you really want to trigger a dumb fuck right winger, buy it for them. But I am begging, Lin, please sue me, motherfucker. Come on. I want it. And that's another reason why I wanted to talk shit about Lin Wood after the interview. But now, not only are right-wingers complete dumb fucks, they're also gigantic babies. Ricky Schroeder actually called the police over people making fun of him online. Now, I want to preface this. I said it last night. I have no fucking clue who Ricky Schroeder is. Everybody kept saying silver spoons. I'm like, what? And posed with a gun after bailing out Rittenhouse. This is fucking hilarious. Let's go to the Twitter. So this is what he fucking got upset about. I can't really make it any bigger, damn. Let me read it to you guys. Ricky's house is clearly listed online. Hopefully a patriot will scope out Ricky and report back. Ricky and his disgusting coffee should pay for the murder and terrorism they support. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that this is fucking astroturfed. This is a right winger posing as a crazy leftist so that Ricky can get some sympathy online, because these motherfuckers are grifters. Cop show. I'd never heard of the guy. But just the way they talk patriots and shit. I'm doubting, but him getting those comments from leftists online, and if that was the word, dude, I get worse than that every day. You should see the responses I get on Parler. Holy fuck. It was just an excuse for him to go out and pose in his backyard. You have a nice backyard, dude. That's cool. I'd go to a party there. Not now, because you're probably, a dumb fuck that doesn't wear a mask. Where did Sammy go? But that's the only fucking example he gave of people being mean to him online, shit, I get that every fucking day. Every time a right-winger brings up death threats and shit, I'm like, you should see the shit I get. Holy fuck. All right, so let's look at the difference between a little white kid with a fucking rifle that actually killed people versus an 18-year-old black kid in Jacksonville and the way they were treated. And tell me that racism doesn't exist in this country, especially among cops.
Want to bring your family back?
No. I don't. Nine Tails, when you were dragging me the other night, I was like, just trust the plan. I'd already done this interview. I'd already filmed it and everything. These players suck.
He was shot and killed.
All right, so this is the News 4 in Jacksonville.
This photo of a gun that Jacksonville police say a teenager had in his possession.
Oh, he had a gun? Oh my God. Let's shoot him. Oh my God. Fuck. I hate it when anytime a black person has a gun, it's an excuse to shoot him. You go to any fucking comment section on one of these stories, and they're all like, well, he had a gun. He had a gun. Yes, you motherfuckers constantly promote having guns. It's a double standard, and that's one of the reasons why anytime I see an elderly white person, middle-aged white person with a gun, some fucking baby boomer, open carrying, I call the cops on him. Say, that dude's looking suspicious over there. Because if black people can't walk down the street without being harassed, if black people having a gun is a reason for them to get killed, I don't think these white people should be able to be comfortable walking down the street open carrying. I'm not against guns. Exactly. It's complete bullshit. And I encourage every one of you to do it. You see one of these baby boomer white people carrying a gun, call the cops on them. Make them uncomfortable.
Possession before he was shot and killed by 4 officers. The family of 18-year-old Devin Tillman is demanding answers about a deadly confrontation on the west side last night.
The gunfire grew out of a traffic stop just before 11 o'clock on San Juan Avenue near Cassett Avenue. The 4 officers who opened fire are on administrative leave. News 4 Jax reporter Vic Michelucci joins us live from the scene with what he's learned about the circumstances that led to the shooting.
Administrative leave? You can't convince me that these motherfuckers don't even set out to shoot somebody just so they can get a paid vacation. They do it with such impunity. Explain it to me. Make it make sense.
Vic.
Tom and Mary, we've gotten a few more details throughout the day. All the
blatant hypocrisy is correct.
Largely continues. It happened right there in the middle of San Juan. You can see some of that spray paint marking from the crime scene units. Police officers tell us that they pulled this vehicle over because it was swerving in the road. There were 3 men inside. 2 got out without incident, but the 3rd stayed, and then there was some sort of confrontation before those shots were fired. Now that young man's family is demanding answers and justice.
It was
Let's see the body cam footage.
Like somebody threw out firecrackers, and it was many gunshots.
This woman was around the corner at home when she says she heard police open fire. She asked us not to show her face and tells us her neighbor heard the officers shouting commands at someone.
He could hear an officer, it was a lady, demands, stop where you are, settle down. Take it easy, and arguing back and forth.
Inside, family members say was 18-year-old Devin.
Well, now you bring up a very good point. The cops shoot and kill more white people than they do black people. Now, by percentage, it's out of whack. you adjust it per capita because black neighborhoods are over-policed, hands down. But that's, and right-wingers will always throw out that argument, well, the cops shoot more white people than they do black people. I'm like, you're okay with that? What the hell is wrong with you? So I try to evoke empathy in them, like it can happen to you too. Because cops don't actually care about anything but their power.
Tillman Gregory, his grandmother telling us, I want justice for my grandson. He was shot at 35 times and killed at the scene. Jacksonville's chief of
35 fucking times. There is no excuse for that. No matter what the situation is, 35 times. And this is because they're trained to unload their entire clip into somebody. Look up Killology. That's the dude that went around the country training police officers. Now, they don't do it officially anymore. But that dude is still running his grift, and cops still go on their own dime and participate in his training.
Investigations briefed us after, saying police found a gun on the passenger side of the car where the man was sitting.
I don't know. Why don't they?
This picture this afternoon, it shows the firearm, which is a compact semi-automatic handgun.
During the stop, the front seat passenger on the right side.
And it wouldn't surprise me to find out that the cops planted that gun there. Cops lie all the time.
Became very agitated during the entire stop. They were trying to talk to him. They tried to de-escalate the situation as best they could.
4 officers.
Yeah, let's see the body cam footage on that.
Body cameras, and all are now on administrative leave, which is.
Did it say they were wearing body cameras?
Fired. All had body cameras.
Okay.
And all are now on administrative leave, which is protocol in a police shooting. Tillman had no local arrest history, just 1 misdemeanor citation. Investigators say they did not have any issues with the other 2 people in the car.
Doesn't make sense.
Back out here live, the scene is clear, but the investigation continues. Detectives working around the clock to try to put together.
That's a good point. They do when you stand up to them.
Did tell us this morning, though, she has contacted the state attorney's office. She is also working to get a private attorney to look at the case, and she wants to see the body camera footage right away.
I want to see the body camera footage. And I've said it multiple times. If the body camera footage proves the cops right, they will release it in a heartbeat. So if they drag their asses about releasing the body cam footage, then it doesn't match what they wrote on their report and told the media. And that's another thing, is cops get to dictate what's told in the media first. And they use that to their advantage. All right, let's transition to some politics. Do you guys think Joe Biden won the election?
While the election officials, the media...
Well, if you think Biden won, think again. Let's hear what Janet Porter, president of Faith to Action and author of the Heartbeat Bill. You are correct.
While the election officials, the media, and the internet monopoly insist there's no voter fraud, at the same time,
Trump's own Department of Homeland Security insists there's no voter fraud. Trump's lawyers in court insist there's no voter fraud. What are you talking about, woman? You gonna hit us with some evidence?
frantically working to keep us from seeing it. When Judge Jeanine planned to expose the massive election corruption on her show, Fox News suspended her. Then Fox actually censored the White House press conference, which provided extensive evidence of election.
They didn't. They cut away, and they did not provide extensive evidence. I watched it. I think we played a good portion of it here on the show.
Fraud.
We want every legal vote to be counted, and we want every illegal vote to be...
I just think we have to be very clear. She's charging, the other side is welcoming fraud and welcoming illegal voting. Unless she has more details to back that up, I can't in good countenance continue.
Jesus says, can I get an amen? Sorry, I wanted to pull that one out.
Showing you this.
Breaking news. People are leaving Fox News in droves.
They are. They are because they want to be fucking spoon-fed what they want to hear. They don't want news. They don't want factual information. They want their worldview to be confirmed. Their confirmation bias. It's hilarious. You should see what this dude said to me last night on YouTube. We might show that here in a little bit.
Capacity to question them, to disobey their decree.
Remember, just because CNN says, or even Fox News says that somebody's president, doesn't make them president. So I think everybody wants to know that this was done properly and legally.
What is happening? Like, Trace, we've called it.
And I think we have to look into every one of these.
They called it based on the numbers.
This may come as a surprise, but the media doesn't have the authority to call an election.
What? Nobody said they did. They're just reporting on the numbers that they're getting from the counties and the states. Jesus. These people are so stupid.
And when there's a dispute,
silver spoons.
Process all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
What?
And once we submit the overwhelming evidence of systematic voter fraud, all we have to do is count to 5.
And they don't. And like she's even saying how like, hey, we packed the court. We packed the court in our favor. Oh, that's a really shitty Photoshop of Amy Coney Barrett there. But these people have no clue how the Supreme Court actually works. They don't understand how a case gets to the Supreme Court, and there is not a case at all that's going to go to the Supreme Court. The one in Pennsylvania, they tried to flip it up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, nope, we're not taking this. And even if they did take one of those cases, the Supreme Court can't just wave a wand and make Trump president. These people have no fucking clue how our country works. I wish they still taught civics in schools.
5. What? Watch Joe Biden promise not to declare victory until the votes are certified.
President Biden, final question for you. Will you urge your support?
By the way, Arizona officially certified today. There's no way. All the states that Joe Biden needs are certified. As of today. Nothing can change it. Sorry, right-wingers. And I know all you guys are still over on Parler. Like you're certain that Donald Trump is going to be inaugurated again, which doesn't happen, in January. There's actually a Facebook group called Donald Trump's Second Inauguration.
While the vote is counted, and will you pledge not to declare victory until the election is independently certified?
Trump is a liar.
While those who have witnessed the attempts to steal this election continue to report it, the heart of the...
Wait, I thought they closed that down. Is the voter fraud hotline still open? Let's find out. 630-1776. How long ago did this video happen? I just saw it today.
The number you dialed is not in service at this time.
Yeah, they shut that down.
Widespread systematic voting fraud is with the electronic voting machines, owned by this globalist. As I wrote about in A Heartbeat Away...
Oh, I hadn't even heard of this dude. Oh, but of course it's Soros.
...to leftist billionaire George Soros. He's chairman of his board. A key executive of the company is Nancy Pelosi's former chief of staff. A major shareholder, Dianne Feinstein's husband, making Dominion voting machines heavily promoted by the Clinton Foundation. Well, at least they're all working together. Oh, it's also the same company credited with the last-minute glitch, where all the votes suddenly went to Venezuelan dictator.
I was wondering when you was going to mention Hugo Chavez.
Together. Here's a fun fact. Guess what happens when you type in Antifa.com? Yep. It takes you right to the Biden campaign.
Okay, so this is old. They took that down. Antifa.com. I'm going to assume some right-winger did that. Oh, it still goes to Joe Biden. It did redirect to Joe Biden. But like, as I said, I'm almost certain a right-winger did that shit. It's not like Antifa owns web domains.
Wow, they really are all working together. These Democrat Dominion machines just happen to be the ones used in 28 key states, including Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. And these machines come with some customized features, glitches, that can both add huge blocks of votes to the Democrat, while the Republican gets none, and flip votes from the Republican.
Where are these facts? These are just baseless allegations.
Beginning with Kentucky, where 560 votes were flipped from Republican Matt Bevin to the Democrat.
And so here we are before the update, and now I'm going to start walking you forward. Watch the gold. Here comes the update from Clarity. Boom. There it is. Let's look at Matt Bevin. He now has 661.
I'm from Kentucky. Matt Bevin attacked teachers. Matt Bevin was extremely unpopular. That's how Matt Bevin lost. Much like Trump, people can't wrap their heads around 80 million people voting for Joe Biden. And normally, I'd be behind them. I would understand. But Trump is like the most hated president ever. Don't take my word for it. Look at his unfavorability rating. People hate the man. They came out to vote against Trump. I voted for Biden. First time I'd voted Democrat in well over a decade. Voted against Trump.
75. But look down below. He did have 662 to 35. At the exact same second that Andy Beshear has gone up 560 votes, Matt Bevin has gone down 560 votes.
Oh my God.
You just saw the Democrat Dominion machines flip votes from one candidate to another. But take a look at what they did in Michigan. In this round of updates...
Oh yeah, because we were looking at the interface of the Dominion machine and not a graphic created by a TV station. God.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Yes, I do, Rudy.
138,339 Biden votes were added without a single person in the state of Michigan voting for Trump. Statistically impossible. It's like flipping a coin 138,339 times in a row and getting heads every single time. The Democrats say we're the crazy ones for questioning it. Well, let's find out. Remember, I've got to get heads 138.
Oh, we're not going to watch you fucking flip a coin.
In a row. Heads. Off to a good start. Heads. Maybe the Democrats are onto something. Let's check it out. Oh, tails. I'll keep trying.
Well, this wasn't enough. In Antrim County, ballots were
So this is her proof, her flipping a coin over and over again.
counted for Democrats that were meant for Republicans, causing a 6,000 vote swing against our candidates. The county clerk came forward and said tabulating software glitched and caused a miscalculation of the votes. Since then, we have now discovered that 47 counties use this same software in the same capacity. Antrim County had to hand count all of the ballots, and these counties that use this software need to closely examine their results for similar discrepancies.
Now, I haven't even looked into the Dominion software to try to debunk any of their fucking claims because there's been so many. I can't even wrap my head around exactly what they are claiming. She looks upset. Did she get tails?
Well, now another vote swap glitch has been discovered in Wisconsin, bringing back 19,500 votes to President Trump, removing Biden's lead. Here's another vote swap glitch caught
that never happened
in Pennsylvania. 19,958 votes switched from President Trump to Joe Biden in 1 minute. Watch in real time President Trump's totals go down.
Look at her fucking MS Paint picture that she's got here as her proof.
Here's the first time we see Pennsylvania on the screen with Trump at 1,690,000.
I did Joe Biden's math to get him up. Donald Trump's leading here. He's leading here. He's leading
In a
here.
second, we'll see Pennsylvania back up on the screen at 1,670,000.
And these normally would be Trump states out here.
As election results are tallied, the totals naturally go up, unless you're using a Democrat Dominion voting machine.
If it plays out in a traditional map, that's where we're going to be. That's where we'll be as we go to the West Coast, somewhere in that ballpark. It's not an exact science.
And there it is. Nearly 20,000 votes stolen from President Trump right in front of our eyes. Here it is, side by side, with evidence of the nearly 20,000 votes removed. Then there was another voting machine glitch in Georgia. I could go on, but you get the idea. Former NSA intelligence officer Bill Binney had this to say about the so-called voting machine.
Uh-oh, Bill Binney's on the case.
Things that they're calling glitches in software that are randomly changing only certain votes, they're not glitches at all. Those are programmed into the software. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. If there's a problem in software, we call those bugs. If the bug is in the software, it does everything consistently with everything, not just selectively picking things. If only certain things are selected, picked, and changed, that's not a bug.
This old dude doesn't know how software works. Jesus.
That's designed in the software. That's intentional.
No, the Democrat Dominion machines don't have a glitch. It's a tried and true standard feature about to be exposed and eliminated. Just another way that President Trump is keeping his promise to drain the swamp. And when he's through, well, I'll let the president tell you.
And when I'm reelected, the best is yet to come.
This is the moment where we rise up and take our country back. And Trump's second term, it's going to be epic.
What? Where my country gone? These people are insane. But luckily, they're eating each other alive. Oh. Wasn't the one I wanted here. Let's do... We want to watch this video.
Burning down, and they just refuse to throw water on it.
I hear Nancy Pelosi, but I don't see her. What the hell? You stop that. All right, so this is from the Georgia rally over the weekend.
If Republican traitors like Kemp are not willing to show up for us, and Mitt Romney,
Republican traitors, hardcore Trump supporter, and Republican governor of Georgia, who cheated to win his own election, is not showing up for these people.
and the rest of them, then we will not be willing to show up for them.
Good.
He's a traitor.
Where's Governor Abrams?
Arrest Biden is a traitor.
Arrest Biden.
Any Republican that allows this to happen is complicit, and we will finish you.
Any Republican that allows democracy to happen.
Yes, the tyrants. Do they think that we're just going to go away?
No! Stop the steal.
For any Republicans not explicitly helping Trump to stop this deal, we will...
And seriously, they call the left violent all the time. They're constantly screaming death to tyrants. You should see the responses I get on Parler. Threats constantly. But they think they're righteous. They think they have a right to use violence because they believe that God is on their side. Got to protect themselves from the dirty commies.
We'll make sure you are never elected ever again.
Good.
To the Republicans that are easily bullied into compliance by the left, we will finish you.
Yeah!
We will end your career.
They also think the left has way more power than it does. Holy shit.
The Republican establishment stands back and stands by.
That emoji is hilarious.
Go through. We will do completely destroy the Republican Party.
We the
forever.
people!
We will not accept mere investigations that go nowhere. We will not accept nothing less but a Donald Trump victory.
I hate to break the fourth wall, but the media wench was the voice of Kyle Rittenhouse, and she will be on the show on Friday. Be sure to tune in to that. Ask her about the interview. She will be a fantastic guest. I look forward to it, wench.
We will not accept fake audits and fake recounts like what's happening here in Georgia.
That's it. Like, what was the video we watched last night when, it was the caller calling into Rush Limbaugh that cried his eyes out. It was like, they won't do an audit. Like, yes, they audited it. And now this guy's like, no, it was a fake audit. Jesus.
We will accept nothing left but Donald Trump for another 4 years.
They want a dictator.
4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more years!
It actually was 2 takes, but the first one I fucked up. It wasn't her. So YouTube, it was one whole run. I cringe at a couple of the flub ups I had, but it makes it sound more natural. YouTube has suspended OAN and demonetized their channel. Now, I can't believe that OAN was monetized to begin with. Hopefully they showed you some ads before you watched this video. I try to be monetized, but they're constantly restricting my monetization because apparently I'm offensive or something and advertisers don't want to be on my show. I can't believe OAN was monetized to begin with. Because YouTube isn't supposed to show ads on things that are controversial. Deal with politics and shit. And I'm sure OAN is pretty upset about it because I bet they get a shit ton of traffic on YouTube. And that's one of the things that drives me wild about these right-wingers complaining about tech platforms. Oh, are you against big corporations? Welcome to the revolution, comrade. We should be able to find common ground on this. Because it sure does seem like right-wingers are begging for the government to step in and regulate tech platforms. Which seems counter to their position for fucking years now. But hey, as I said, I've been doing really well on the Parler. Almost 1,000 views on this video. Facebook ain't showing any of my shit. 2 or 3 people see my posts. 1.5K on my post from a couple hours ago. So, I'm going to take full advantage of the Parler. Also, they hate me over there. I wear those downvotes like a badge of honor on Parler. Alright, so this is from CNN.
Or if we try to celebrate it, they could break down our...
They put together a super cut of Fox mocking the CDC guidelines going into Thanksgiving, so I haven't watched it yet. Let's check this out.
And arrest us all. But I digress.
Like I said, I'm ready for some turkey and some pumpkin pie.
We'll see what happens.
I want my Soros check. They're constantly talking about Soros bucks and shit. Hey George, when you gonna pay me? You can just donate to my Patreon if you want to.
I mean, there's nothing in the Constitution that says I can't
invite Uncle Jimmy over for dessert.
Yeah.
Wow.
If Aunt Sue wants to break out into song, I'm supposed to tell her that's against the law? Or I can't scream when the Lions don't cover on Thanksgiving? I can't have a drink? That's crazy.
Liberals who worship at the altar of Fauci have no problem reaching into your homes and demanding that you behave in a certain way. Socializing.
Right-wingers that worship at the altar of Trump, straw-manning people that are just listening to an expert about the subject he's been in his entire fucking life. This is maddening. Also, with Don Jr. contracting the COVID, and now that we know that people can get reinfected and the antibodies don't last that long, we are still on
Trump dies of COVID watch.
I bet he doesn't make it to the inauguration in January.
With people outside of your immediate.
As if he's going to be there anyway. Guaranteed he will not attend the inauguration because he's a giant man baby.
Cohort or family or your bubble.
Also, they're talking about Thanksgiving police. On the last clip from the file, they talked about getting locked up. Remember that as we watch the next video.
Is verboten. And if you had Thanksgiving plans, they want to shame you into canceling them.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the big overarching...
I want him to see Biden get sworn in.
...isolation story, the separation of families,
yeah,
and how important a role that is, the mental fatigue.
Politicians don't care.
I know personally
they don't care.
What's happening. And I just tell you this.
You don't care about the deadly virus. Damn.
It's devastating, and they better rethink it. They better rethink it.
But they haven't, Charles. It's 8 months later, and they're doing the same drill again, and they want us to go along like lemmings.
You got to stick around for this police chief.
It's got to stop. I think people are going to revolt, not an in-your-face revolt, but you know what? If you've got 15 people coming over, they're coming over, period. And if you want to take someone to jail for that, that's on you.
I don't even, are they taking people to jail? Are they making arrests over gatherings, or is it just a fine? And aren't these the people? Well, if you just obey the law, it's almost like they're hypocrites. All right. Police chief in New Jersey. Oh, come on, make it bigger.
Phil Murphy, among several governors, issued.
I can't make the player pop out. That's not cool.
New COVID-19 restrictions ahead of Thanksgiving. But a growing number of police officials vowing to push back, including our next guest who says he won't carry out certain orders that could hurt their relationship with the community. Here to explain, Howell Township, New Jersey Police Department Chief Andy Kudrick. Andy, welcome to the show and thank you for being here.
What up, Andy?
Good morning to you. So that statement could be deemed as controversial to some.
Whose face reminds you of a lemming? I missed that. I was struggling with this shitty ass video player on Daily News. Your site sucks. Still can't pop it out.
Not to enforce certain restrictions being imposed by the governor for COVID-19.
So when I issued that memo, it wasn't a defiance or a call to defy the governor's orders, whereas the power to use my broad discretion in order to enforce some of these executive orders. So our community...
Wait a minute. Cops have discretion? I thought they had to follow the law. You just pick and choose which laws you enforce?
Is hurting. I live here, I grew up here, I shop here.
Because the last time I was arrested for driving on a suspended license, which was suspended for not having insurance, I was told they had to take me to jail. There was nothing they could do about it. Even though I was only driving because the person I was with was intoxicated and I did not feel safe for them to drive. Gave them a breathalyzer test. Let them go on their way. Took me to jail. Insane. Loved the girl to death, but she had drank half a bottle of codeine cough syrup, like 3 or 4 beers, and then we smoked a fucking blunt. So much so that me and my stoner ass was like, no, I passed. And she kept going. But they had to take me to jail. Even though I'm like, I'm a senior in college. I'm getting ready to graduate. I have really good grades. Nope. Had to take me to jail. But apparently, they've got discretion to follow the laws that they want to follow.
I go out to dinner here, and I talk one-on-one with our business owners. I see our community every day in our stores, and I hear from them every day. I'm out there in the community driving around, and I see how much they're hurting. So as a police chief in charge of 100+ police officers, I felt it was just...
Oh, really? I didn't know that fact.
To let them know, and my community know, that we're not going to...
And it doesn't make sense. Why would the Democrats cheat to put Biden in office and fucking lose seats in congressional races? Why not give themselves the Senate? It's amazing how powerful they think these people are. Hillary Clinton can just fucking order anybody to be killed at any time. Couldn't make herself president. What? It doesn't make sense.
Of course, some of these executive orders, which I feel are basically draconian. And I'm going to give all the responsibility. I'm going to give my... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I want to go through the restrictions with you and just have you discuss a little bit more. The New Jersey restrictions ahead of Thanksgiving are as follows. Indoor gatherings limited to 10 people.
Seems totally reasonable.
Limited to 150 people.
And we're seeing story after story of people who had small gatherings, birthday parties, 10, 15 people, thought they were being safe. And they are coming down with the COVID. It's not these people that are going out and... I mean, I'm sure it is. We've got plenty of evidence that these crowded bars and shit are causing spread. But so many... There was a family in Texas. I believe they made a PSA about it. They're like, we thought we were doing everything right, and we still got it. These restrictions seem completely reasonable given a global pandemic is going on.
Activities, weddings, performances. You know, Andy, one of the things that I brought up initially when I saw this is, what is the expectation that you would go knocking on doors, canvass people's rooms? I mean, that sounded a bit odd to me.
I think they're just guidelines.
In particular, the one that struck you as odd?
It was, and we all know we're not going to be used to go door to door on something like that, whereas we're checking to see how many people are gathered for Thanksgiving, especially when political activities are...
I bet you'll knock down my door if somebody tells you I got some pot in here, won't you?
Courtesy should apply to people who are having friends and family over, because when we're hurting in society nowadays, those our friends and families are the ones that provide us with support and lift us up. And I wasn't going to have my police officers going knocking on doors and ruining somebody's holiday just to check to see how many people are inside their house. It's not happening.
Oh, you're not going to be a Nazi?
You know, Chief, one of the themes we've seen is the importance of the relationship between...
For once?
Right now, so I think you definitely hit on that, an important one, and obviously very brave of you to speak out and voice your opinion on this. So thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Jed. I appreciate it.
All right, how about some quality derp here? I would like to direct you guys to a YouTube channel called Dave Rubin Clips. Subscribe to him. Give him a like and all that good shit. Let's watch Dave Rubin having a meltdown over the election.
Way they're going to accept
good compilation.
And I do think Trump's going to win, most likely in a landslide. Trump is going to win, and he's going to win in a bigger way than he won last time. Sounds crazy, but Trump's going to get 30% of the black vote, and they know it, and that's why they're freaking out. I tweeted about a year ago that Trump's going to get 30% of the black vote. That's an insane. No one in their right mind would say that.
Support was 15%.
15%.
15% approval.
Yeah, I'm guessing it could be around 30%.
I think that 30% is going to break very hard to Trump. That's not going to show up in the polls because they...
Buddy, you're right about that.
It's election day in America. These are fake glasses, and I thought today is the type of day because I want to connect with you. So you see what I did there? And of course, here we go again. This is Donald Trump. He's going to get the 18 Electoral College votes over there. This is Chris Christie. He's actually kind of...
Where's your microphone at, Dave? I thought you were a professional broadcaster.
Make America great again.
Dave Rubin is out in Los Angeles. What is it like in California today?
Glenn, you see this?
Yeah, I do.
This is a big smile, Glenn.
Yeah.
We're gonna be okay, Glenn. Everything's gonna be okay. But
yeah, we are. Biden's going to get elected.
Glenn, I gotta show you something.
The embarrassment's going to be out of office. We are going to be... I don't know about okay.
Are you putting it on?
One of these.
Are you got to put it on?
Looking really good tonight.
Okay, yeah.
It's all happening. It's all happening. I could probably end the live stream right there because it's all happening. It's looking good. It ain't over yet. But yes, there are a lot of people in full meltdown mode on the left. There's a lot of people rejoicing on the right.
Full meltdown mode.
Everybody watching this at least can take a deep breath. The American experiment is going to continue. Tonight is an absolute pushback on the BS of the mainstream media. So this is all looking very good for Donald Trump.
Truth.
I've got some fancy tequila here.
I've got an even better clip of Ruben to play after this one. But we're getting to the good shit now.
I hope you guys are drinking something or eating something good. And there is goodness here, guys. And my liberal friends who will still talk to me, if you still consider yourself an old school liberal, it is now your job to say...
Nobody over at TYT will still talk to him anymore, so I don't know who he's talking about. But hell, a lot of the right-wingers he made friends with won't talk to him anymore. Stay tuned for that clip.
Wow. You radical nutbag lefties. You see what you left us with? You left us not with one term of Donald Trump, but 2 terms of Donald Trump, okay? But all right, enough talking about the losers. Let's talk about the winners here. Trump has an incredible opportunity. Trump has an absolutely incredible opportunity. You take the conservative, you take the libertarian.
Oh, does Jimmy Dore still talk to him?
You take anyone. You basically take anyone who likes the experiment of America and you make them feel good about it again. And you now...
I'm assuming they occupy about the same space.
Your chance is to open
fucking Tim Pool.
Economy, get us back to work, get us watching sports again.
You mentioned Tim Pool. I've messaged Tim Pool. I'm like, I'll take you up on your offer to fly to D.C., man. I'm a single guy. I'll wear an N95 mask and get on a plane and fly to Washington, D.C. Indeed.
The woke thing, think about the hit that it just took. But this Trump win, it's a pushback on big tech.
Trump win.
Pushback on mainstream media. Like all of you people who have consistently gotten everything wrong. You did it again. You got it wrong. Losers. And now I'm going to do this will be a little bit of a patting myself on my own back. You losers at the Lincoln Project. Like you people who clearly can't maintain an erection so that you then decide that you have to spend your life just being against one thing, this orange man. It's like, you guys got to go away, man. And Chris Hayes, that little dork on MSNBC, all of you people who've gotten everything wrong, Bill Kristol, you've gotten everything wrong, David Frum, you've gotten everything wrong. You guys got to go away.
Bill Kristol does get everything wrong.
And for some reason,
David Frum is a piece of shit.
Makes a lot more sense to a lot more people than
Fuck the Lincoln Project.
Out of mainstream media.
The day after. They've made some great videos. If you have not seen the Tuning Out the News that Colbert produces it, but like the Tuning Out the News from Showtime, I think it is, the clip is on YouTube from a couple of months ago where Rick Wilson was on. I haven't. I'll have to look that up after we get off here. Or maybe I have. We played a couple different Lincoln Project ads on the show. But check out that Tuning Out the News, Rick Wilson. It's fucking hilarious. And they destroy the Lincoln Project.
Suddenly, the voting just seemed to have stopped in all of these places. I didn't know that was a thing. Suddenly people had to go home. They couldn't count votes anymore. This is the most important election of a generation, of a lifetime, ever. People got to take naps. Also, It all got very bizarre that it seemed to all happen at the exact same time. Most likely, the machinery in those states probably want Biden to win. That's exactly what I was talking about with Glenn Beck on Monday.
In states like Georgia.
Isn't just, it's not just the evil guys in The Simpsons laughing in the room. It's not just that. But that it sort of moves and morphs and kind of happens in real time. And suddenly, it seems that as they kind of realized that Trump really was going to win and the numbers weren't looking good, well, then suddenly they just started shutting down these states as if that's something that we do on election night. I mean, that isn't something we do. As of right now, Trump is up by about 500,000 in Pennsylvania. So that looks pretty solid. Apparently, they have to do some counting in the Philadelphia area. That could go more blue. Big cities tend to go more blue. But
big cities, mail-in ballots that the Republicans didn't let them count as they came in.
Michigan, Biden is up 50, which is pretty negligible at 96% in. So that.
Which 80s sitcom to cancel? What is he even talking about? Which 80s sitcom did we cancel? Silver Spoons? Was that a sitcom? I don't even fucking know. Are we going through the stages of grief? Yes. Oh, the dead voter thing. Oh, we covered that. I've enjoyed playing videos of people that the Trump campaign has said are dead. And playing videos of them saying, no, I'm alive.
September 11th, 2020. And the ballot was sent on...
Or the vets. That they said the addresses didn't match, but it turned out that they were active duty. I'm sorry, vets. But they were active duty and they were stationed somewhere else.
William Bradley.
Because, Trump has so much respect for our military personnel.
Your family must be very proud. You see why this is a problem, guys. Like, I don't mean to be silly about this stuff.
Dave's journey.
That no matter what happens right now, I know that I did what I thought was right. Like, I really did. I did what I thought was right. As I said to you yesterday.
You did what you thought was right to get yourself like a $4.5 million home.
I have no doubt that if Trump loses, like there's going to be all.
You did what you thought was the right thing to get that money.
Do with Trump or anything like that. But I'm really
the Blaze.
I stood up and
pays incredibly well.
And when I glance through the comment section here, I know that you guys in some cases like
you got that Koch brother Mercer money coming in.
To do it in whatever your life circumstances are, and I totally sympathize with that. And I wish there were some good answers for it.
Silver Foonsped. Can we admit that the pandemic is over? All right, I can't take any more of this video. I want to go to the other one that's on this channel here. Dave Rubin has lost his allies.
But there are many people in my circle, friends and colleagues and podcast guests, who are making the opposite error. Many of them are almost exclusively focused on the problem of the far left, and this is causing them to significantly discount the harm that Trump has caused and is actively causing to our society. Some of these people are Trump supporters, but many aren't. And they've been taking the Trump team's allegations that the election was stolen through massive voter fraud.
Oh, Sidney Powell, the wine mom.
A principle of charity to Trump and to the rest of his team that is frankly delusional. Again, there is a needle to thread here, and many people don't appear to even see it. Insofar as I've noticed what others in the so-called intellectual dark web have been saying, it's generally not something I want to be associated with. I don't want to single anyone out in particular, but allow me to take this moment to turn in my imaginary membership card to this imaginary organization.
Good on you, Sam Harris.
So anyway, this can happen all over the place. There's some danger, in the case of Dave Rubin, for example, that he
calls him out by name. Sam Harris was more charitable.
The cheers of a bunch of people who are all concentrated in one mindset, and he thinks that what he's saying is making sense. And
I always forget if this is Brett or Eric. I don't even know.
Moving
this is Brett, I think.
A group that is united behind ideas that are not robust.
Weinstein.
Welcome to the Rubin Report.
Dave Rubin is a fraud, and I wish I saw through his BS before I went on his show. I'll go on Rubin's show.
It even says that in her Twitter bio. Blair White, welcome to the Rubin Report.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's Brett? Okay.
Believes that life is too good.
Producer Dave was playing that on Echoplex Media the other day, and I popped in. It was that exact video, and I'm like, is this Brett or Eric? I don't even know.
I'm excited to have you. We've met once.
They both look pretty ghoulish.
Not on camera, as citizens out there in the world. We had a couple of drinks, and
then we went to a Reason rally.
And then we went to the Reason rally, and I spoke at the Reason rally, and it was a weekend full of free thinking.
It was
free thinking.
Time. I really enjoyed it in the nation's capital.
Oh yeah, this dude posting Dave Rubin's DMs, fantastic. Go check out that thread. Andrew Seidel. Dude.
An argument with people, that stupid libertarian argument. I'm like, look, my dad's an architect. My stepfather's an architect. I grew up on construction sites.
And Rogan owning Dave Rubin is great.
Like these guys are. There's a lot of dirtbags out there making houses. They're bad people. They're cutting corners and stealing money and watering down the cement. Like, the fuck out of here. You can't let the market decide.
Do you want the government to tell you how to do all these things and all the regulations that you got to have your electric thing this far from this and like all
the regulations like that for construction are important though. You do have to make sure that people don't do stupid shit.
Yes.
Make sure you don't have a power line that's near a water line. There's a lot of.
But I would put most of that on the builders though. They want to build things that are good.
And you have to have a government that's big enough to be able to enforce those regulations and apply penalties.
You fucking need regulations. These guys, a lot of people that are in construction, they'll do whatever the fuck they can to make money, and it's
not just construction; it's any industry.
They might have that house for 5-10 years before that problem manifested.
But I think in the grand scheme of things, Candace is much bigger. I really believe that in terms of because I think she could be a direct line to all of the political parts of this if she decides to go that route. Because I think she could run for Senate. Or
what?
Yeah.
Are you okay? You high?
Yeah.
Are you high?
I'm not high today. I'm only smoking maybe once a week on Sundays. And now I'm on tour, so I'm not really at all. But
maybe I'll spark up a joint and have you reconsider what you just said. You said you watched the podcast I did with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I watched. I don't know, maybe at least an hour and a half of it or so.
Look at Joe's face.
Why? What?
Well, I don't know why are you saying it that way. Will I go on Rogan's podcast? I asked him at our PR.
You would.
About a bajillion times to go on for my book. We did not get a response as far as I know, so I don't know what happened there. It's a little weird for me to say that publicly. I don't know what happened.
You're stupid. That's what happened. Rogan saw through you. You couldn't sit down with him for 2 or 3 hours and have a conversation where you contributed anything, Dave. So that is Dave Rubin Clips. You can follow them on Twitter. I'm here on YouTube. But they post their shorter clips. I'm assuming he gave it that title just because he wanted lefties, liberals to put videos up online of them burning that book. I assume that didn't happen because nobody gives a shit about Dave Rubin other than to play videos of him and talk about how stupid he is on shows like this. All right. Wholesome content to end the show for the night. This is the wildlife overpass in Utah. Utah's first wildlife overpass. So let's look at some furry critters. These are fantastic ideas We should do this all over the country, especially me being from Kentucky. A lot of deer crossing and stuff. Oh, and a little squirrel. Well, that's a pretty buck. Oh, it's a kitty. So, props on Utah. And yes, the U.S. needs them everywhere. Oh, is that a coyote? What diverse wildlife they have. That looked like a little rat. Oh, he got him some food. Speaking of wildlife, I know everybody on the stream always likes it when my wildlife shows up. Hey, Smokey, come here. He just gave me the craziest look. He's over there on the couch, but you probably can't see him. He's right there. Hey, buddy, you gonna come say hi? You haven't been on the stream in a while. He does not look interested at all. Oh, look at the little bear. I had a friend send me a video of a panda. It was like there was a worker, it must have been in a zoo or something, and he kept sitting the panda up in the tree, and the panda would get down and then like come and like just hug him. And he take the panda, he put it back in the tree. I'm like, dude, cuddle that panda, man. He wants some lovins. Oh man, can you find that clip and send it to me? I will totally play that. Oh, look at the kitty. That's a raccoon. What is this dude? Some kind of an elk? God, is it the main character? Oh, he's handsome. Oh, is that all we got? I enjoyed that very much. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. It's been a fantastic show. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little... Oh, hold on. Let me... For those of you that are on Twitch, let me hook you up with somebody. I'm sorry, I don't use Twitch very often. I'm getting more and more into it. It is fun. Let's see who we got live right now. I was hoping Riverboat Jack was live. She is not. Let's go with Feminist Critique. They've got a fantastic channel. I'll join you guys over there here in just a second too, so say hi to them. I really enjoyed their channel every time I've been over there. All you people on Twitch. If you're not on Twitch, if you're on the YouTube, Facebook, be sure to like me, subscribe, share, all that good shit. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We will see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol, live.